Bonjour! We are looking at the present tense of venir. Come over here and look at this beautiful veneer on this antique furniture. Venir. To come, venir is an important, common and useful essential bread and water verb. Essentiel, pain et l'eau. Don't forget it's a VIP verb. It can jump to the front of the queue and get into the être boîte de nuit nightclub. All this means is that venir is one of the few verbs that has être as an auxiliary verb in the present perfect, which is a past tense. It just uses the present tense of either avoir or in this case être. That's why it's called the present perfect. Être venu. VIP verbs have to agree in gender and number with the subject. So how would you say we're using the present perfect? I have come to give him back his leather jacket that he left at my place last night. Je suis venu lui rendre sa veste de cuir qu'il a laissée chez moi hier soir. So it's to give back to somebody. So you've got lui. And laissé, it's got an extra E on because veste is feminine and it's come before the past participle. So with avoir, if your direct object goes before the past participle, it has to agree. But if it comes after, it doesn't. Did he come here yesterday? Il est venu ici ou là hier? They came to celebrate Julien's birthday. Ils ou elles sont venus fêter l'anniversaire de Julien. Okay, so for the present perfect, we use the present tense of être plus the past participle. The present tense of être, je suis, tu es, il, elle, on est, nous sommes, vous êtes, ils, elles sont. The E of venir splits to IE in the present tense, which is what we are concentrating on, except for the nous and vous form, because they like to follow the spelling of the infinitive. I come, I'm coming, I do come. Je viens, ending in S. I'm coming with you, addressing to. Je viens avec toi. Are you coming? Addressing to. Tu viens? I come from England. Je viens d'Angleterre. Now with venir and feminine countries such as Angleterre, countries that end in the letter E, you don't say de l'Angleterre for some really weird reason. This only applies to the feminine countries. You use de. For the masculine countries, you would use du, or for the plural de, but not the feminine. Don't ask me why. It's just how it is. So with venir, we just use je viens d'Angleterre. I come from Scotland. Je viens d'Écosse. Do you come from the US using to? Tu viens des États-Unis, des États-Unis, des États-Unis, des États-Unis. Two Z sounds. Des États-Unis. No, I come from Australia. Non, je viens d'Australie. So a lot of countries or continents that end in A in English become E in French. It is grammatically correct to use the present tense to convey the future in French. Sometimes we can do this in English, other times it sounds a bit odd. So we wouldn't say I come and get you this afternoon, but the French do. We would use will, which is the future tense. But in French, you can use the present tense as long as you add on a future time frame, like this afternoon. So I will or I'll come and get you this afternoon, addressing tu. Fetch, get, look for, search for, chercher, cherche. Je viens te chercher cet après-midi. Present tense to convey the future. Are you coming to get him later? Addressing tu. Tu viens le chercher plus tard? Tu viens le chercher tout à l'heure? Using tu again. When are you coming to get her? Tu viens la chercher quand? Okay, most common way in spoken French. Then the question word goes at the end. Or you can put an est-ce que. Quand est-ce que tu viens la chercher? Quand comes at the beginning. Or with the inversion, which sounds a little bit formal. Quand viens-tu la chercher? You can use any you like. Venir de. If you remember this from this lesson, it will be wonderful. Because venir de, not talking about where you come from, this is a different venir de, is used to convey something just happened. Je viens de voir ton frère. Viens de, replace viens de with just in English. I've just seen your brother. Just. So, it's the present tense of venir. We're using the past. I have just seen. I come from seeing your brother. Think of it like that. I have just bought a house in France. So just. Je viens d'acheter une maison en France. I have just started French lessons. Je viens de commencer des cours de français. So he, she, one comes, is coming or does come. Il, elle, on vient, this time with a T. He's coming here later. Il vient ici, ou il vient là, plus tard, or tout à l'heure. He's just seen her. He comes from seeing her. Il vient de la voir. Il vient de la voir. She's just seen him. Elle vient de le voir. Using on. We have just seen them. We come from seeing them. On vient de les voir. He's just called me. Il vient de m'appeler. Il vient de m'appeler. She's just bought some new leather boots. Elle vient d'acheter 2 nouvelles bottes de en cuir. Why is it de and not des nouvelles? One of the silliest rules in French, I think. If your adjective goes before your noun, you use de instead of des. Not if it goes after. Why? Je ne sais pas. Using on. We've just started French lessons. On vient de commencer des cours de français. So leçon does exist, but it's more like a lesson in an exercise book. Isn't anyone else coming? The French don't use the word else, they use the word other. Personne d'autre ne vient? One of those de. Why is it there? Someone has just stolen your handbag, addressing vous. Quelqu'un vient de voler votre sac à main. Everyone's coming at 9 p.m. Tout le monde vient à 21h. 21h. Une, because heure is feminine. 21h. Who's coming? qui vient. So third person singular, got il, elle, on, then personne, quelqu'un, tout le monde, qui, ça. It's coming. Ça vient. It comes from France. Ça vient de France. Where is it from? Ça vient d'où? It's just happened. Ça vient d'arriver. Ça vient de se passer. So to happen, arriver or se passer. Using nous. We come, we are coming, we do come. Now nous and vous follow the stem, the spelling of the stem of the infinitive, because they just like doing that. Nous venons, no I in it. Using nous, we come from the US. Nous venons des États-Unis. We've just seen her. Using nous. Nous venons de la voir. To record is enregistrer, enregistrer. Using nous, we've just recorded it. Nous venons de l'enregistrer. Using vous now, you come, you are coming, you do come. Nous and vous follow the spelling of the infinitive. Vous venez. Where do you come from? Vous. Vous venez d'où? You could say, d'où est-ce que vous venez? D'où venez-vous? Using vous. Are you coming with us? Vous venez avec nous? What did you just say, addressing vous? Qu'est-ce que vous venez de dire? Okay, last conjugation. They come, they are coming, they do come. We've got an IE situation. And a double N. Ils, elles, viennent. Viennent. Vienne is how you say Vienna. Remember I said A often becomes E in French? There's another example. Vienna becomes Vienne. Vienne. Where do they come from? Ils, elles viennent d'où? Or you could say d'où est-ce qu'ils viennent? D'où est-ce qu'elles viennent? D'où viennent-ils? D'où viennent-elles? When are they coming? Ils, elles viennent quand? Or you could say quand est-ce qu'ils viennent? Or quand viennent-ils? They come here every day. Ils ou elles viennent ici ou là tous les jours. Venir, to come, come over here and see this beautiful venir on this antique furniture. In the present tense, conjugate it. Je, viens, tu, viens, il, elle, on, vient. They sound the same, but there's a change in spelling. Nous and vous follow the spelling of the infinitive. Nous, venons, vous, venez. Ah, Vienna. Ils, elles viennent. Double N. Ils, elles viennent. Present perfect. It's a VIP verb. We use être. Être venu. Imperfect. The continuous past. The wasing and the wering and the used to. The imperfect uses the stem of nous. That gives you the right spelling for the imperfect with the endings AIS, AIS, AIT, IONS, IEZ, AIENT. Imperative. Viens. Venez, venons. And then the beautiful subjunctive for wishes, desires, doubts, fears, things that aren't concrete. Now you have to use the they, the il, elle conjugation. Okay? without the ENT. You put it back on at the end though. Venir is a little bit irregular in the subjunctive because nous and vous go, no, we want our own stem. This does not usually happen, but there's a handful, the usual crew, where this does happen. Il faut que je vienne, que tu viennes, qu'il vienne, que nous venions, que vous veniez, qu'il, qu'elle vienne. D'accord, imperative. Tu, come here. Viens ici, viens là. Using vous. Come here a second. Venez ici ou là. Une seconde. That C sounds like a G. Une seconde. Il faut que tu viennes ici tout de suite. What does that mean? You have to come here straight away. Remember, if you want to use il faut que, it helps to translate it with it is necessary that you. We would never say it in English, but it helps with the French. Je veux qu'il vienne plus tôt. Okay, we would say I want him to come earlier, but the French would say I want that he come earlier, not him, but that he. So if you use it is necessary that, it helps you with the French. Vouloir que is a want, it's a desire, it brings up the subjunctive. Venir a des potes. Venir has some pals. Revenir, to come back. Devenir, to become one. Prévenir, to warn, to let know, to inform. Provenir, to come from, to start from, to stem from. Convenir, to be convenient, to be suitable, to agree. Se souvenir de, to remember, to have a memory of something. Okay, when you go to Portugal, you bring back a little cockerel, or when you go to Australia, you bring back a boomerang. This one is pronominal. Okay, to come back is revenir. Come back here, addressing tu. Reviens ici, reviens là. Using vous. Come back soon. The French often say, you can say come back soon, they often say come back quickly. Revenez bientôt, revenez vite. I want her to come back this afternoon. It's a want, it's a wish. I want that she come back this afternoon. Je veux qu'elle revienne cet après-midi. So normally, she comes back is elle revient. But I want that she comes back. We've taken the stem from the they conjugation. Okay, and added an E. Je veux qu'elle revienne cet après-midi. The subjunctive is used a lot in French. I know. They want us to come back tomorrow morning. Say it as they want that we rather than us. They want that we come back tomorrow morning. Ils ou elles veulent que nous revenions demain matin. To become, devenir, to become one. I'm becoming, we might say getting. I'm getting old. Sometimes if you can't think of a verb in French, think of a fancier English one, and quite often it helps you out. Je deviens vieux, je deviens vieille. He's becoming mad. We've got getting and going. Il devient fou. She's going mad. Elle devient folle. To say more and more blind, de plus en plus aveugle. De plus en plus aveugle. He's becoming more and more blind. Il devient de plus en plus aveugle. Deaf is sourd, masculine. Sourde, feminine. Sourd, sourde. They're becoming more and more deaf. Ils ou elles deviennent de plus en plus sourds or sourdes. To warn, to inform, to let know. And try and prevent it from happening by warning them. Prévenir. Maybe that's where prevent comes from. I'm warning you. Tu. Je te préviens. It's definitely a parent saying to a child, I'm warning you, if you do that again, je te préviens. Using vous, warn them first. Prévenez-les d'abord. So with the positive imperative, we hook on our pronouns. And first, as in first of all or firstly, in spoken French you will hear d'abord, the apostrophe, d'abord. Women and children first of all. Women and children aboard first of all, d'abord. Using tu. Warn me before you arrive, or before arriving. Préviens-moi avant d'arriver. Okay, avant de plus the infinitive. Now, you could say, but it does bring up the subjunctive because avant que brings up the subjunctive. Préviens-moi avant que tu arrives. Warn me before you arrive, this time with vous. Two ways. Look above, but change it to vous. Prévenez-moi avant d'arriver. Prévenez-moi avant que vous arriviez. With the to one, you couldn't tell the difference because with ER verbs, the only difference with the subjunctive are for nous and vous, where you insert an I before the ending, but you can tell with vous. So normally it's vous arrivez, but here in the subjunctive, que vous arriviez. Let's warn the police, the French would say. Let's warn them. Prévenons la police, les gendarmes. Let's call, the French would say, let's warn the doctor. Prévenons le docteur, le médecin. If it's a female doctor, you would say la femme médecin, la femme docteur. All right, to come from, to start from, to stem from. This is a bit of a formal one. Provenir, I've given it a bow tie because it's just a more formal way of saying venir. Je proviens d'une région qui produit un délicieux fromage fait du lait de chèvre. I come from a region that produces a delicious cheese made from goat's milk. Love stems from the heart. L'amour provient du cœur. You can go and write some French poetry. This train comes from Rennes. Ce train provient de Rennes. What does this mean? Voici le train en provenance de Rennes. Here's the train from Rennes that started its journey in Rennes, which is handy when you go and pick people up from the station because you might not necessarily know where their train was going to. So it's handy to know where their train came from. Often in French stations you will see the screens that tell you when the train is arriving and where they were en provenance de, where they came from. To be convenient, to be suitable, to agree, again, it's quite a formal verb. Convenir, convenir, convenient. using vous. You agree, you acknowledge, you are suitable, you fit in. You'll do. Vous convenez. Je conviens avec eux. What does that mean? I agree with them. I'm fitting in with them. So ça is actually short for either cela or ceci. Okay? Ça vous convient? Cela vous convient? Ceci vous convient? Since we're going posh. Is this convenient with you? Does that suit you? Now the informal version is ça marche or ça vous va? Okay, to say, is that all right with you? Suit you? It doesn't suit us. Cela, ceci, ça ne nous convient pas. Donc, se souvenir de. To remember. You bring back souvenirs to remember your holiday. It's followed by de, having memories of somewhere. Se souvenir de. It's a pronominal verb, meaning we have to have our reflexive pronouns. It's a pronominal verb, we have extra pronouns. There are 3 types of pronominal verb. We've got the reflexive verbs, the things we do to ourselves, like to get oneself up, se lever. Idiomatic verbs. These are often the weird ones to translate. To have fun, s'amuser, literally to amuse oneself. And then reciprocal verbs. They are also part of the gang. Reciprocal, things we do to each other. To love one another or each other in English. S'aimer. You need more than one person for the reciprocal verbs. Pronominal verbs in their infinitive form, which is what you will find in the dictionary, have the word se, meaning oneself in front, like se souvenir, se lever, s'amuser, s'aimer. Pronominal verbs have their very own reflexive pronouns that go before the relevant verb, and here they are. Me, which means myself. Te, yourself. Se, himself, herself, oneself. Nous, never changes, ourselves. Vous, nous and vous never change, yourself or yourselves. And then se again. So the pattern for the reflexive pronouns is me, te, se, nous, vous, se. Je me souviens. What does that mean? I remember. Tu te souviens. You remember. What's going to come next? Il, elle, on se souvient. He, she, one remembers. Next. It's a double nous. Nous nous souvenons. We remember. What's next? It's a double vous. Vous vous souvenez. You remember. Next. Il ou elle se souviennent. Did you get it? Viennent, se souviennent. They remember. I don't remember anything. Je ne me souviens de rien. Pronouns go inside that negative sandwich. They stick by the verb. So your ne and rien go outside. Je ne me souviens de rien. Je ne me souviens de rien. I remember everything. Je me souviens de tout. Don't forget your de. It's one of the verbs that's followed by de. Do you remember me? Using tu. Tu te souviens de moi? He doesn't remember me. Il ne se souvient pas de moi. Pas de moi. Using tu. Remember what I told you? Okay, giving a command. So now, te becomes toi. Souviens-toi de ce que je t'ai dit. To again, remember what you said. Souviens-toi de ce que tu as dit. Same again, but with vous. Remember what you said. Souvenez-vous de ce que vous avez dit. Let's remember this day forever. Souvenons-nous de cette journée pour toujours. You tend to use like the daytime, an expansive day in the feminine. Cette journée. We have to remember. Nous devons, if you're going to use devoir, nous devons nous souvenir. So you've got nous devons, you've got your infinitive, but because it's we, you have to put the nous before the infinitive. Nous devons nous souvenir. Can't say se souvenir because that means oneself. Oh, if you're going to use a subjunctive, il faut que, double nous, nous nous souvenions. Fancy, huh? I want him to remember me. I want that he remember me. Je veux qu'il se souvienne de moi. They want us to remember them. They want that we remember them. Ils ou elles veulent que nous nous souvenions d'eux ou d'elles. With pronominal verbs, if you use them in the present perfect, the past tense, they use être as their auxiliary, just like the VIP verbs. But we have to add in the reflexive pronouns. So I remembered, I have remembered, or I did remember. Pronouns go before the part of être, before the auxiliary verb. Je me suis souvenu. With pronominal verbs, we need to, as I said, put in the reflexive pronouns before the part of être for the present perfect. Je me suis, tu t'es, il, elle, on s'est, nous, nous sommes, vous, vous êtes, il, elle, se sont, plus your past participle that agrees with the subject. A common synonym for se souvenir is another pronominal verb, se rappeler, to recall, rappeler. It also means to remind and to remember. Je ne me rappelle pas, you could say instead, je ne me souviens pas. I don't remember. I don't recall. Using to. Don't you remember? Tu ne te rappelles pas? Tu ne te souviens pas? To come, our verb. Come and look at the lovely veneer on this antique furniture. To come back. Revenir. To become. Devenir. To warn, let know, inform. I want to prevent this from happening. Prévenir. To come from, to start from, to stem from. Provenir. To be convenient, to be suitable, to agree. Convenir. And to remember, our pronominal verb. Se souvenir de, to have memories of. Et voilà! Very handy verb. Merci beaucoup. À la prochaine fois.